Hello, everyone. My guest today is Dave Lee. He founded a company called PlusThis back in 2012, which is a marketing automation and campaign toolkit. Dave, you ready to take us to the top?
I am. Thank you. Thanks for having me.
You bet, man. So give us a quick update on the company. Last time you came on, I believe it was January of 2019. Product still the same, or have you made changes?
We've continued to make changes. 2019 was a stellar year for us. We broke 2 million in revenue. So we did 2.1 in revenue, almost half of which was profit, which we've been very intentional about growing a profitable SaaS company. And we feel a little out of place with the rest of our SaaS brothers and sisters out there, but it's what we're doing. We had a great year, tons of new product improvements. So it was a really, really good year for us.
And before we dive more into what the product does, tease us a little bit. What was MRR last month?
MRR last month was 197.4.
190. He knows it exactly. So
we're on the cusp of 200. We're like right there.
Very good. And of the 197, how much went to the bottom line that month? Profit?
About 48%.
48%. Okay, got it. So we're talking like 85, 90,000 bucks, something like that.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. What does the product do?
So the product is it's a campaign toolkit. So any small business using marketing automation, especially Keep, Infusionsoft, Drip, ActiveCampaign, even HubSpot, they typically can't do everything they want out of the box. And so we have a library or a toolkit of add-ons to help them do advanced marketing campaigns without having to build it custom.
Yep. Very cool. And how many customers do you have today?
We've got almost 3,000 paying customers. And we've got over 60 tools in the toolkit, anything ranging from video triggers and tracking to SMS marketing to a big one this year was a deep Zoom webinar and Zoom meeting integration. So webinar platforms, things like that.
Dave, can people pay one time, like each month, and get access to all 60, or do they have to buy each one individually?
That's a great question. We built it from the ground up at the very beginning, knowing that small businesses do not like to pay for every little thing. So once you have access to the library, you get access to everything. So it's one price. However, during 2019, we did change our model a little bit, where it is a blend between, I guess you could call them levels, but also usage. We went to a more heavily usage-based model. And that has really helped drive MRR as well.
Usage-based model?
Yeah. So on average, we do about 50 million campaign transactions a month for our clients, for our customers.
What does that mean?
So if you send an SMS message, that's one transaction. If you have a little watcher on a video and somebody watches that video and it triggers something else to happen in your campaign because they hit a certain milestone in watching that video, that's another transaction. So across our 3,000 small businesses, to process 50 million transactions a month is a lot. And so we knew that to be successful, we had to kind of create a hybrid of not just core levels of where you come in, but also start to drive revenue based off of who's using it successfully.
Mm-hmm. Am I doing this about 50 million divided by 3,000 customers? Well, that's like 16,000 per customer.
Yeah, per month.
Holy crap, that's a ton.
Yeah. These people are definitely active in the marketing automation space. They are heavy digital marketer users, using lots of video, SMS, like getting very creative with their marketing automation platform.
So what do you mean then when you say you moved your pricing to a more usage-based pricing model?
We auto upgrade when they hit certain thresholds. So if they use a certain number of tools or hit thresholds on the volume of transactions they do, we bump them up.
Interesting. How many customers did you bump up last month because they hit a usage milestone? Do you know?
Probably 25 out of the 3,000.
Okay, interesting.
And people can also downgrade, but that is very rare. I mean, as a CEO, you always worry about introducing a new pricing model. And I was scared to death that we would have an exodus of customers moving from a mid-tier plan or a high-tier plan to a lower tier. And that was just not the case. We had very, very little downstream movement.
Mm-hmm. Well, because it's tied to usage, right? The question is
tied to usage and also features that they didn't want to give up, or grandfathered thresholds.
So are you measuring expansion revenue monthly? What is that typically?
Honestly, we don't do a good job measuring the expansion revenue. We should do that. But I'd say of the monthly MRR growth, I would say 20% of it is, at least 20% is expansion revenue.
Yep. So yeah, that makes sense. So if you grow by 10 grand in a month, what you're saying is,
couple
$2
grand
of
is from
that
expansion. Yep.
Yeah. Do you measure churn?
We do measure churn. Churn was brutal end of March, April, and into May. Our average, just the world that we live in small business, when we started the company, monthly churn used to be about 9.8%. And we worked for years to get that down, and we got it down to about 4.5% monthly churn. And that went up to probably 6-7% during the initial parts of COVID. We had an exodus of customers who just knee-jerk reaction. But then things came roaring back out of nowhere. I mean, we started to hit Zoom really hard, which was a big need out there. And our churn now is down to 2.9%, which is, we've never seen it that low. So we've seen a 36% decrease in churn.
Yeah, 2.9 or 3% per month times 12 is about 36% revenue churn on a run rate basis.
Yep.
You have some expansion in there, but net revenue retention, it sounds like you're flirting with maybe 100%, something like 95, 90%, something like that. Yeah. Interesting. Very cool. How about getting new customers? Where are you finding these folks?
So there are a few different channels. One is working with consultants, marketing automation consultants out there that are working with their clients, and they become resellers, either on a wholesale model or just a referral, like affiliate referral model. We also try to work directly with the platforms, with HubSpot and Fusionsoft, Keep, Ontraport, ActiveCampaign, and Drip, to get into their marketplaces, educate their frontline employees, and do anything that we can to get referrals directly from them. And then we do a lot of pay-per-click and just content marketing.
Mm-hmm. So if you had to back into your fully weighted customer acquisition cost to get a new $70 a month customer, where would you peg that at?
About $260.
$260.
I'm sorry, no, that's not right. It's probably, no, that's about right. It's about $250, $251.
$250. Okay.
Our CAC. Yep.
Okay. So you're getting paid back there in 3-4 months.
About 3 months, 3.5 months. Yeah.
Yeah. Not too bad there at all. Okay. Interesting. And then you bootstrapped the company, correct?
Yes.
Any plans to raise?
No.
Interesting. So why do you do it? Are you just sort of happy with the lifestyle? It's making cash flow for yourself. It feels really good, and you love your customers.
Yeah, so a few things. The addressable market is not the general small business market. Our addressable market is actually a fraction of that, because they have to be on one of those platforms that I mentioned. So that shrinks the addressable size. So we don't need a ton of capital to go attack that. So it's kind of like it's just a constant monthly, go for it. And we don't need a ton of capital. And we've intentionally wanted to create a very profitable business. I've been in both. And on this gig, it's, let's just keep growing it at a steady pace. Let's have a great pace for the employees and amazing culture. And let's just drive profits. And it's worked. It's worked really well for us. Now, there are other ventures that we're doing and in the process of launching that could be a capital raise scenario. But PlusThis is not that.
What are one of those? The other ones?
We will find out very soon.
Are they other companies?
We're not ready to announce yet. It'll be in the next couple months, though. What
are they, though? These are other companies you're planning on launching?
Yep. Other standalone companies that will still, we're in the business of developing tools for entrepreneurs and entrepreneurial businesses to help them be more productive, make more money, convert quicker, and just make life easier. So that's the world that we live in, my business partners and I live in. So this tool that we will be launching and the business with it is around helping primarily service-based businesses become more effective.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. Well, we'll be watching. What's your team size today? How many folks?
8. We're still at 8.
8 people. That's good. That's great. So do you do profit sharing with those folks?
No, we just make a really fun, cool culture and pay out bonuses and things. We've flirted with profit sharing, but they just want stability.
Yeah. So what do you do? As a smart guy, I mean, you've been through this before, so you know the drill. Take off your founder hat for a second and put on your capital allocator hat, which many people say that's who makes sort of the best founders. You have 80 grand hitting the bottom line every month. That piles up. You have 500, 600, 700 grand sitting in the bank before you know it. Do you pay that out and reinvest it in real estate or other things to diversify? Do you leave it in the company and reinvest it? How do you think about capital allocation as a founder that's cash flow positive?
Yeah, I look at it as an asset that needs to be diversified, and it goes across a number of different things. Personal investments, real estate, the market, EFTs. I do a lot of charity stuff, so I give away a significant chunk of it. We do fun things for the employees. But another big chunk goes towards, is allocated towards funding the development of new products and companies. So it's like a mini incubator.
Makes sense, Dave. Let's wrap up here with the famous 5. Number 1, favorite business book.
Right now, The Fearless Mind by Dr. Craig Manning.
Number 2, is there a CEO you're following or studying?
I continue to follow Branson. Dude's a stud. Guy's a machine.
Richard, right?
Yes.
Virgin. Yeah.
Yep.
Number 3, what's your favorite online tool for building your company?
Oh, man. Right now, it's Zoom, and I'm embarrassed to admit it, but that thing has helped crank things at PlusThis and among the team, like keeping them connected while being remote.
Number 4, how many hours of sleep do you get every night?
Probably about 7 to 8.
Okay. And situation, married, single, kids?
Married, 3 kids.
3 kids. How old are you?
I am 47, 48.
48. Last question, Dave. What's something you wish you knew when you were 20?
Oh, man. I wish I really knew that fear is created in our own minds, that it's just that. It's just an emotion. And that has stopped me from doing lots and lots of things in my life. And, it's an ongoing thing to try and get rid of that fear so we can take that step.
Guys, PlusThis.com is doing $197,400 per month in revenue, $85,000 of which is pure profit. They have a team of 8. They serve 3,000 customers, helping those customers with all of their campaign and marketing needs. They process over 50 million, we'll call them events, every month for these customers. Each customer doing, call it 16 million events. It's an email, it's a text send, that's an automation triggered. You name it, they're doing it. Each customer paying about $60 to $70 per month as they look to continue to scale with a new project here launching soon. Dave, thanks for taking us to the top.
Thanks, Nathan. Appreciate what you do.
One more thing before you go. We have a brand new show every Thursday at 1 p.m. Central. It's called Shark Tank for SaaS. We call it Deal or Bust. One founder comes on, 3 hungry buyers, they try and do a deal live, and the founder shares back-end dashboards, their expenses, their revenue, ARPU, CAC, LTV, you name it, they share it. And the buyers try and make a deal live. It is fun to watch every Thursday, 1 p.m. Central. Additionally, remember, these recorded founder interviews go live. We release them here on YouTube every day at 2 p.m. Central. To make sure you don't miss any of that, make sure you click the subscribe button below here on YouTube, the big red button, and then click the little bell notification to make sure you get notifications when we do go live. I wouldn't want you to miss breaking news in the SaaS world, whether it's an acquisition, a big fundraise, a big sale, a big profitability statement, or something else. I don't want you to miss it. Additionally, if you want to take this conversation deeper and further, we have by far the largest private Slack community for B2B SaaS founders. You want to get in there. We've probably talked about your tool if you're running a company or your firm if you're investing. You can go in there and quickly search and see what people are saying. Sign up for that at nathanlatka.com YouTube.com/Slack. In the meantime, I'm hanging out with you here on YouTube. I'll be in the comments for the next 30 minutes. Feel free to let me know what you thought about this episode. And if you enjoyed it, click the thumbs up. We get a lot of haters that are mad at how aggressive I am on these shows, but I do it so that we can all learn. We have to counter those people. We got to push them away. Click the thumbs up below to counter them and know that I appreciate your guys' support. All right, I'll be in the comments. See ya.